Hey everyone, my name is Eric. Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we are going to be doing clear paint protection film installation using our Defense Plus paint protection film on this two-piece tailgate. This is an installation that is rather tedious and time-consuming to do, with it being two pieces, multiple valleys, badges, and to top it off, we're going to be using Core's cutting software. And Core's got really good patterns, but unfortunately, on this pattern, the AT4 emblem, they don't have a cutout for, so we're gonna have to cut that out by hand, as the customer does not want any of the badges off the vehicle. So we're gonna have to make do and make it look really, really good. So in this video, I'm gonna take you guys through step by step how to do clear PPF on this two-piece tailgate. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, let's get going with this installation. So we're gonna start with the top piece. Got my slip solution here, just spraying the panel down. And then we're gonna take and create a dry spot right over here for our PPF to stick to while I back roll the film on. So that's kind of where it's supposed to be. Now with one hand, I'm just going to pull the liner out from behind the film. Got to be careful around the letters. If you go too fast doing this, you could end up ripping the letters, and that's not good. Okay, on these tailgates, I've done so many of them in the past that you got to start in the middle on these things. You can't start at the ends and then work your way over to the other end. You got to start in the middle and then stretch out towards the end. So it's going to be a little bit time consuming and tedious to get this into place, but okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right over here, right around the tailgate handle. So just get a little bit of slip tack solution behind the film. I got that all lined up nicely there. That's good. Now I can come up to the top here. Some tack solution in there. We'll get that finger down. Now I can stretch across over here. And I'll take care of the top over here. That is good. Now, just getting some tack solution behind the film right there. Just going to stick that into place. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to go grab a chair so I can get down a little bit lower and I can get all these letters lined up properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right over here at right where it's already basically lined up. And that's right at the M. Just got to get my hand behind here to peel the film back. And there we go. And we'll come do the same thing over here. Now these little areas right here, there's no tension on them, so I don't have to get any tack solution behind them. I can just squeegee them down, get my squeegee in there. That's not going to be a problem. Now I'll come to the top here and I'll get this part of the M down, around the M I should say. That's good. Now I just need to take and center that little piece in between there. This is very, very, very tedious to get these little pieces squeegeed down. There we go. That's good. Now I'm going to come over here and I get that lined up nicely right there. That's good. Now I can come down right around here. I got to do a slight stretch to get the PPF lined up nicely. There we go. That's good. Now we'll do the C. So I'm just pulling the film back a little bit. Got my tack solution behind the film. That's good. Now, what I'm going to do, get some tack solution behind the film right there. Okay, that's good. The whole center is down. What I'm going to have to do is work on this later, but right now we're going to get this part of the bumper down, or the tailgate down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the film back and I'm going to spray a bunch more slip solution behind the film. Just like so. And before I get too carried away, I got to take and squeegee down this area that's inside the C. There we go. That's good. Now, I'm going to stretch the PPF into place right over here. Just going to line this corner up nicely. That's good. And then what I need to do is I need to get this down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my hand. I'm going to make sure that there's a bunch more slip solution on top of the film so my hand can glide properly. There we go. That's good. Now I'm just going to come across with my squeegee. Squeegee this all down. Now, I could take care of this first. I could take care of that first. I think what I am going to do is take care of this first so this doesn't pop up and then cause everything else over here to pop up. So we don't want that. Don't think that that's going to pop up a whole lot more than that, but I'm going to give that some more tack solution. And then the top over here is popping up, which we don't want. Just going to let that dry out just a little bit. Now right over here, I can come along this body line, and I'm gonna go multiple times over it just to make sure that we're not leaving any solution behind underneath the film. So I got more tack solution underneath the film there. And then I'm just being really, really careful and thorough with my squeegee to make sure that that all goes down. This area over here, I'm just going to let that dry out, and then later when I come back and do my post heating, I'll get that down then. For now, I just want to take care of those fingers. And we're going to go over this one more time. Make sure that there's no solution being left behind. Now all of this, I can just squeegee this all down. Yeah, we got some fingers over here, but these fingers are going to be pretty minor, pretty easy to deal with. So what I'm going to do is just pull the film back and get my tack solution underneath there. And I'm just going to squeegee these fingers down at an angle. Now, this corner over here is being a bit of a pain, so I'm just going to get more tack underneath there. Go. Let's get some more tack solution right over here. This just needs to dry out for a while. I'm going to let that dry out while I go do the other side. I'm going to move you guys real quickly. Okay, now that we're over here on this side, just need to redo the exact same steps that I did before. And we're going to start off by getting some tack solution under the film here on this corner. Good. Now, what I need to do is the same thing I did before. I need to take and work this film down over here. Actually, this is being a little bit more stubborn. Huh. Okay, I'm going to figure this out. So when you got fingers that just are not going away, it's because the material needs to be stretched out in a certain direction. And right over here, I'm running into this problem Where the PPF, even though I got it tacked down nicely over there, the PPF is still, the fingers are so big it's not sitting down. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna untack it from the corner, and then I'm gonna stretch the film past the corner over here so I can get more tension on the film and get that to lay down. If that makes any sense. Now when I take my hands, run it underneath there, it's much, much easier to get that film down and into place, which is exactly what you want. So I'm going to hold the film down and then I run into issues elsewhere. So I'm not going to edit this out. This is something all PPF installers deal with. So what I'm going to do right now, I got a little bit of tack solution over here. I'm going to lock this ridge down so the film can't pop up and get air in underneath there. There we go. No, no, no. That's not good. Just issue after issue, it seems like. Okay, let's try this again. Sometimes you gotta get pretty aggressive with your squeegee in these areas to get the film down. Now, this is gonna wanna pop like crazy. So, that is a lot of tension over there. So I will have to work on this. Now, just going to use my thumb, hold this in place. This tailgate is not supposed to be an easy installation. Like, it is a fairly complex, difficult install to do. So a little bit of difficulty is not uncommon here. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and hit the very top over there, get some tack solution where those fingers are. Now I can come over here. Everything else can just get squeegeed out. Okay, that's good. Now, this area right here, where we have this persisting finger, what I'm gonna do, it's got more tack solution underneath it, but there's so much solution buildup along the very top over here that I'm gonna actually have to get a microfiber towel, wrap it around my squeegee, and soak that all up. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Got my microfiber towel. Now I'm just gonna I'm squeegeeing this edge down, and this towel is gonna dry up where it's going to soak up all the solution that's on the very top here. Okay, we're gonna let everything else dry out on this for a little bit. And then I'm just gonna come back with the heat gun here shortly, and I'm gonna start post-heating everything. Okay. All right, let's get going on the main bumper piece here. So I'm gonna take our slip solution and we're gonna spray it down on the tailgate. There we go. Now we're gonna take and create our dry spot. All right, so we're gonna stick that there. And then we're just going to stick that down there so I can back roll the film off. Remember, always be careful right around the badges or the letters. Okay, there we go. That is perfect. Now, let's pull the film back and begin our installation. So right now, I just want to get a bunch of slip solution on the adhesive side of the film and on the paint. What this is going to do is it's going to allow me to maneuver the film around into place nicely. Get some on top of the film as well too. As you can see, the letters are pretty much falling right into place, right where they need to be. All right, okay, now what I need to do, make sure that we are in the right, we got everything lined up properly. So I got my tack solution, got both my squeegees over here. So I'm gonna start with the S. I wanna get the S lined up, and then I'm just gonna work my way down. So just got my thumb underneath the film. Just gonna line that up properly. There we go. That's good. Now I'm gonna, instead of doing the I, I'm actually gonna come over to the R, because everything's lined up perfectly around here and over here. However, at the R, you can see how the PPF is kind of pulled back a little bit. So I'm gonna have to stretch some of that out. There we go. A little bit more tack solution under the film there. And that one's being a little bit difficult, so I'm just going to pull the film up from the bottom. and then pull that down so that lays down nice and flat. Alright, now we got to get everything lined up nicely around the R and the A, which for the most part it's in the right spot. Go. A couple little spots popping up right over here underneath the R, so I'm just going to take care of those. Okay, that's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and lock down the very top over here. So I got tack solution behind the film. This is all going to be locked into place. The last thing I want this to do would be pulling back, having solution coming down there, and then causing this all to pop up. And we don't want none of that. So now that the middle is down, I don't really have to worry about anything else over here. I can go over here and I can start getting everything else into place. Probably curious how I'm going to take and deal with the AT4 badge, and I am a little bit as well too. So we're going to start by getting this tack down up top here. That's good. Now we have a relief cut right over here where our corner's notched out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack this down. Get that lined up nicely. That's good. Now we're just going to start working the air out from underneath the film the best that we can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and just going to take my thumb. I'm going to hold that down just like so, and then I'm just going to come in there with my squeegee, and that's not exactly working the way it should have, so I'll just redo this process. Popping up again. I think it's time for some more hot water, which I can come right over here. It's a good location to be doing this installation, right by the hot and cold water cooler here. So I got just enough hot water in there that this should be able to go down with not a whole lot of persuasion. Okay, there we go. That's good. Now, now what I have to do is I have to take and get all the air out from behind the film there. And I need more slip solution behind the film to make this work properly. There we go. That's what we want. Now I can come along And I can start squeegeeing this all down. Overlap, squeegee strokes. Now I'm going to pull this back. I'm going to hit this with tack solution. You can see how it's just drops down to the very bottom of the tailgate there. And that's fine. I just want to focus on getting this top edge down. Okay, there we go. Now what I can do is just going to spray more slip solution in behind the film, all while keeping it tacked into place nicely there. Just going to pull the film back here. I'm actually going to take and get all the other corners tacked down into place before I come and cut this out, because for me to cut this out, I need to make sure that the PPF is locked down in as many places as possible on this installation. So there we go, that's good. Now, what I'm going to do is this corner is basically right into place where it needs to be. So I'm just going to lock that corner down. That's good. And then we'll go up to the very top and do this as well. All right, now let's get this down. There we go. There we go, that's perfect. Minus this little area that's popping up right over here. I do apologize, I am talking with a squeegee in my mouth, but when you're a paint protection film installer, you don't really have many other places to put that squeegee while you're doing an install. So we're just going to get this area down. Okay, that's good. Now we need to take and get this, all this film down. So I'm just saturating this all into place. Now I have to use a little bit of tack solution, I'm guessing. Actually, I have way too much material over here that I should lift this up Now, I'm going to reintroduce my tack solution there, but I'm just going to pull the material down a bit so I have the appropriate amount of material to wrap around the edge. There we go, that's perfect. Although that's going to provide another issue for me to work with, and that's getting that big massive finger down. I don't think it should be too bad. Now we're popping up here on the edge. So just lock that down one more time. Now I'm playing a game of chasing the fingers. So what I'm going to do is get just a little bit of tack under there. Now I'm just going to hold the film up. There we go, I got that down. Now I just got to deal with these fingers right over here. Just sawing these fingers down at an angle just to get that film to lay down. Now I'm going to lift this up. Now I'm going to lay this flat. Squeegee that down one more time. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to get a bunch more solution underneath here. And then we're going to start working this film down into this valley. Lots of slip solution is needed for this. So I'm actually just going to come right over here and hold the film down. Get that to lay into place as much as possible. Now that I'm getting to this edge, what I should do is get some tack solution underneath there. Now I'm just going to hold that in place with my fingernail there. And of course that one wants to pop up. That's fine, I'll let that one dry out. There's not a whole lot of tension on there anymore, so that's good at least. Okay, now we're just going to use our hands to work the film into place along here. Now, I'm just going to hold my finger there, spray some tack solution underneath the film. No, that's not working. Just going to hold that there with my thumb. Okay, there we go. Now, I got this finger right here I need to deal with, but I'm just going to carefully pull the film up. And we're just going to saw that finger down. Okay, I'm not going to get the film down around the badge right away. Just want to take care of these little fingers. Some of them might just need some more time to dry out before we get them down 100%, but I want to take care of them for the most part. Okay, now we can take and start trimming this off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower my chair down so I'm a little bit lower. And then I got to get my knife, and my knife is right here. And I got to snap my blade off because you need a fresh blade for this. And I'm just thinking of my game plan. So if I come around over here, we got nice coverage underneath the R's and the A. So I need to make it look like this is computer cut like that. I can't just come around, cut it out, and be done with it. It has to look good. So for this, I'm gonna have to take and start at the top here. I'm gonna have to trim around. I'm gonna have to come down into the top of the 4, come out, come around the bottom, go up, make sure these 2 slots by the T's are down, and then the same with the A. I'm not gonna do this all in one go. It's impossible to do a good job that way. So I'm gonna have to be very, very careful. Now, what's my plan of attack on this? Well, this is going to be interesting. So we're just going to wing it, do it live. So I'm just going to come around to the top, right over here, and I'm going to put enough pressure on. I'm going to put enough pressure on the blade that, you know, it starts to push on the film just like that, but not enough that I'm going to go all the way through. That I don't want to do. And I don't want to do this more than once, because the more often you do it, the less likely you're going to be able to get your pressure dialed in. So kind of have one chance to make this look good. So let's come right over here. I'm gonna come around the A. And then as I come and do my turn, I'm going to make sure I hold it Actually did puncture through the film there, but that's okay because the film is not even on the paint. Punctured through the film there, which I'm not happy about. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go right through the film down till there. Too much pressure there. Almost done. Okay, moment of truth. So what I'm going to do here, and I hate doing it this way, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly pull on it, but I'm going to pull towards the inside of the logo. I don't want to pull away, because if I pull away, what's going to happen if all of a sudden I pull through? You know, it's going to pull off somewhere. So let's pull to the inside of the logo. There we go. Now, there we go. Tack solution underneath the film. And I need to start locking this down into place so when I'm pulling on things that I'm not pulling on, I don't run the risk of tearing the film. This is a horrible spot on the vehicle to have this. I guess in hindsight, I should have just taken the tailgate right off the truck to do this, but don't always think of these things. Okay, now what I'm going to do is start spraying tack solution under the film. See, I don't always do the best of jobs when it comes to doing trimming, which I'm not overly impressed with my work here, but there'll be some minor cleanup trims that I'm gonna have to do. There we go. Well, that'll have to do. Now this guy right over here, oh, that's where it is. Okay, well, let's just do this. Now it's slip solution. We do not want none of that. The time for slip solution is long over. Now we need stuff tacked down, so we're gonna have to clean this up a little bit more, but it is starting to take shape much better, so that's good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I need to take and trim that piece off. That's good. And I need to take and come down . Be very careful with the knife here. Okay, there we go. Now I just need to let everything else dry out. And then I can come in there and I can just post heat everything. So that's going to do that for that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking care of this edge over here, wrapping that in, and then we're going to do all of our post heating, and then this video is going to be done. And if you're still watching, thank you very much.